Hello, Virgo. Thank you for joining me today. There's a hunger living in someone's body right now, and it's wearing your name like a prayer they can't stop repeating. I'm not talking about casual interest. I'm not talking about mild attraction. I'm talking about the kind of pull that makes someone forget how to breathe properly when you're in the room, the kind that rewrites their internal programming, the kind that turns a person who thought they were in control into someone who's unraveling thread by thread. Before we descend into this fire, I need to honor you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting that you were meant to feel this message in your bones. The universe didn't bring you here by accident. There's a reason your energy collided with these words right now. I'm grateful you're here. Breathe with me. Because what I'm about to reveal is raw. It's primal. It's the kind of truth that lives beneath language, in the space where bodies speak louder than minds. Someone is burning for you, and they don't know how to put the fire out. Spirit is showing me something visceral right now. A person lying awake at 3 in the morning, skin too hot, mind too loud, body remembering the shape of you even though their hands have never traced it. They're fighting sleep because sleep brings dreams, and dreams bring you closer than reality allows. And that closeness, it's destroying their composure. This person, um, they're trying to act normal around you, trying to maintain distance, trying to convince themselves that what they feel is manageable, controllable, something they can file away and ignore. But their body betrays them every time. Their pulse quickens when you enter a space. Their eyes hunt for you before their brain remembers to look away. Their hands ache to reach for you in moments when reaching would reveal too much. Does this create heat somewhere in your core? Because I'm feeling this energy of barely contained desperation, like a dam about to crack, like breath held too long. Like someone standing at the edge of a cliff trying to convince themselves they don't want to jump. But they do want to jump. They're just terrified of what happens when they fall. Let me tell you what I'm picking up on about this person's internal world right now. They're obsessed. Not in a toxic way necessarily, but in the way that happens when someone stops being just another person and becomes the axis everything else rotates around. You've become the thought that interrupts every other thought, the craving that makes everything else taste bland, the frequency they can't tune out no matter how many distractions they pile on top of it. They replay moments with you like they're searching for hidden meanings. The way you laughed at something they said, the brief second your hand touched theirs, the look in your eyes when you caught them staring. Every interaction is a reel they watch on repeat, analyzing, interpreting, trying to find evidence that maybe you feel this too. Spirit is showing me something specific. Two magnets being held apart by invisible hands. The closer they get, the stronger the pull. The stronger the pull, the harder it becomes to maintain the distance. And those invisible hands, they're shaking, weakening, about to let go. This person's resistance is crumbling. And when it breaks, everything changes. Let me go deeper into what's actually happening beneath the surface. This isn't just physical attraction, though there's plenty of that. This is soul recognition dressed in primal hunger. This is their unconscious mind screaming yes to a frequency it's been searching for without knowing what it was searching for. You've unlocked something in them they didn't know was locked. Maybe it's the way you move through the world confident without trying. magnetic without performing. Maybe it's your voice, the timbre of it hitting a frequency that resonates in their chest. Maybe it's your energy, something wild and untamed that their domesticated life has been starving for. Whatever it is, they can't unsee it. They can't unfeel it. They can't go back to before they knew what it was like to want someone this intensely. And that terrifies them because wanting someone this much means vulnerability. It means the possibility of rejection. It means admitting they're not as in control as they thought they were. So they're in this liminal space, craving you, resisting the craving, losing the battle slowly, inevitably. Does this resonate with something you've been sensing? Let me know in the comments if this speaks to you, because I think you've felt their energy hunting for you. Maybe you've noticed the way they find excuses to be near you, the way conversations with them feel charged, like there's a conversation happening beneath the conversation, the way their body orients toward you even when they're pretending to focus elsewhere. That's not subtle. That's not in your head. That's someone trying and failing to hide an inferno. Now, let me tell you what they're actually thinking when they look at you. When this person sees you, their mind doesn't stay clean for long. I'm hearing thoughts that start innocent and spiral quickly into territory they're ashamed of thinking in public. Thoughts about what your skin feels like, what sounds you make when you're overwhelmed, what it would take to make you lose control the way they're losing control. They imagine scenarios, detailed ones, where you're alone, where the barriers between you dissolve, where they finally get to touch you the way their hands have been aching to touch you. And these aren't fleeting fantasies, these are vivid, recurring, the kind that hijack them in the middle of mundane moments. They'll be in a meeting doing something completely unrelated, and suddenly you're there in their mind, and everything else blurs into background noise. Spirit is showing me that they're fighting this, trying to be respectful, trying to honor whatever boundaries exist between you, trying not to objectify you or reduce what they feel to just physical hunger. But the body wants what it wants, and their body wants you with a ferocity that's overriding their better judgment. Let me tell you what they're craving specifically. They're craving access, not just to your body, though, yes, that too, but to your inner world, to the parts of you that you don't show everyone, to the rawness beneath your composed exterior, to the version of you that only exists in intimacy. They want to know what makes you gasp, what makes you melt, what makes you surrender, what makes you wild. They want to be the person who discovers those things, the person you trust enough to show those hidden layers to, the person who gets to witness you unfiltered, unguarded, completely bare. And underneath all that hunger, there's something else. They want to be wanted by you the way they want you. Because this intensity they're feeling, it's vulnerable, it's exposing. And part of them is terrified that if they reveal it, you'll be indifferent, that you'll see how much power you have over them and it'll repel you, or worse, that you'll feel nothing at all. So they're stuck, burning, craving, waiting for a sign from you that it's safe to come closer. Does this land somewhere in your body? Now, let me tell you what Spirit wants you to understand about this dynamic. This person's attraction to you is intense, real, undeniable. But intensity isn't the same as readiness. Craving isn't the same as commitment. Fire burns bright, but fire also consumes. You need to know what you're walking into if you choose to engage with this energy. This person, they're intoxicated by you. And intoxication clouds judgment. It makes people make promises they can't keep. It makes people move faster than their emotional maturity can handle. It makes people confuse obsession with love. Not always, but sometimes. So before you let yourself be swept up in how intensely they want you, ask yourself, do they want me? Or do they want the feeling I give them? Do they want to know me? Or do they want to consume the fantasy they've built around me? There's a difference. And that difference determines whether this attraction becomes something beautiful or something that burns you both. Spirit is showing me two possible paths from here. Path one, you let the fire consume you. You say yes to this intensity. You step into the heat without hesitation, and for a while, it's everything. It's passion that makes you forget your own name. It's connection that feels cosmic. It's the kind of merging where you can't tell where you end and they begin. But in that path, there's risk. The risk of losing yourself in someone else's hunger. The risk of this burning too hot, too fast, and turning to ash before it has a chance to become something sustainable. The risk of waking up one day and realizing you've been so focused on feeding their craving that you forgot to check if your own needs were being met. Path 2. You engage consciously. You feel the pull. Acknowledge the attraction, but you don't surrender to it blindly. You let this person show you through consistent action that their craving for you includes respect for you, that their desire for your body includes curiosity about your mind, that their intensity can coexist with patience. In this path, you keep your power. You move at a pace that allows you to stay rooted. You let the fire warm you without letting it burn you. Both paths are valid, but only one protects your wholeness. Let me tell you what Spirit is warning you about specifically. When someone craves you this intensely, there's a temptation to make yourself more available, more accommodating, more willing to mold yourself to their desire, to perform the fantasy they've created, to be the version of you that keeps their hunger alive. Don't do that. The version of you they're obsessed with right now is the authentic you, the one who isn't performing, the one who's self-contained, the one who doesn't need their validation to know your worth. The moment you start performing for their craving, you lose the very thing that made you magnetic. And then you're trapped in a cycle of chasing their intensity, trying to keep it alive, exhausting yourself in the process. Let them crave the real you, not the version you think they want. The real you, messy, complex, multidimensional. If their attraction can't survive your authenticity, it wasn't meant for you anyway. Does this resonate with what you've been feeling? Let me know in the comments if this speaks to you. Now, let me tell you what's actually possible here if you navigate this consciously. This person's intense attraction to you, and it's an opening, a doorway, an opportunity for something deeply connective if both of you are willing to meet it with maturity. Attraction this strong doesn't happen often. When it does, it's usually pointing to something significant, maybe a karmic connection being completed, maybe a soul contract being activated, maybe two people who are meant to catalyze each other's growth in profound ways. But that potential only manifests if you both choose consciousness over compulsion, if you both choose presence over consumption. if you both choose to honor the sacredness of what's being offered instead of just taking what feels good in the moment. Spirit is showing me that this person has the capacity for depth. They're not just surface hunger. Beneath the craving, there's someone who wants to know you, who wants to build with you, who wants to see if this fire can be channeled into something sustainable. But they need you to lead them there because right now they're lost in the intensity. They need your groundedness, your clarity, your ability to say, I feel this too, but we move at a pace that honors both of us. That's not playing games. That's not manipulation. That's wisdom. And if they're truly meant for you, they'll meet you there. So, as we close this reading, here's what I want to leave you with. Someone's attraction to you is intense. They're craving you, they can't resist you. And that intensity, it's real, it's powerful, it's undeniable. But intensity isn't enough to build a life on. Craving isn't enough to sustain a connection. Attraction needs to be met with intention, respect, consistency, and consciousness. So when this person shows you how much they want you, and they will, don't just melt into it. Feel it, receive it, but also observe it. Watch how they handle the intensity. Watch if they can be patient. Watch if their desire for you includes care for your well being. Watch if they see you as a person or a fantasy. And then decide consciously, deliberately, from your power, not from your need to be wanted. You're not a drug for someone to get high on. You're not a fantasy for someone to consume. You're a whole person, deserving of being craved and cherished, wanted and respected, desired and honored. Don't settle for hunger without heart. Don't settle for passion without presence. Don't settle for intensity without integrity. The power is yours. It always has been. You get to decide what you do with their craving. You get to decide if you feed it, ignore it, or redirect it towards something deeper. Trust yourself. Stay rooted. Move consciously. And remember, the version of you that attracted this intensity is the version worth protecting. Don't lose yourself trying to keep someone else's fire burning. Does this resonate with what you've been feeling? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for being here. Thank you for receiving this message with the depth it deserves. Thank you for remembering that being desired is beautiful, but being honored is essential. You're magnetic, you're powerful, and you're wise enough to handle what's coming. The fire is real, but you don't have to let it consume you. Stand in it, feel it, but keep your roots deep. The power is yours. It always has been. Sending you so much love and light through this intensity. You've got this.